The Urban Education Leaders Collaborative is a professional development activity that is basically a simulation approach to professional development. We will utilize a case study of a real urban education dilemma and ask professionals to solve a problem. They will have multiple decision points where they will engage with a real team, be faced with real context of being in a city and making decisions that affect children and lives. The mission is to really present an innovative approach to professional development in education leadership. Not one where people are going to stand in front of you and lecture. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to put you in a simulation of a crisis and ask you to solve it. And so my vision for the program, is, at least as long as I'm here, is that what I want to do is I want us to grow this to be a very well-developed center where people come and say, if I want to be a superintendent and be well trained, we need to go to Columbia. If I'm an existing superintendent in my first year, second year, and I don't want to wait to be surprised by different crises that come up, I want to go to Columbia and be trained.
Late this afternoon, a statement on behalf of Superintendent Beverly Hall insisted she was not aware of widespread cheating.
The mayor is now going to the press, so if he goes to the press to field questions and we're silent and we didn't disclose something.
But see, and this is part of, you know, my problem.
Not
the
having all
slight
the information.
Yeah, and the slight issue with one, because clearly, you know, she has to make a statement now.
The model employed here at TC with the Urban Education Leaders Collaborative is one where an aspiring leader, as well as someone who is in a current leadership role, would be able to essentially role play and experience the stress, the excitement, as well as the tension involved in making decisions around very important issues.
Looking at the case, it was difficult for them to detach themselves from the case. So their view was like, you could say from the balcony, but from the balcony meaning I'm the superintendent and these are my schools, and not being able to look broader and consider the implications for the district as as a cog in the wheel of the city or within the state or even nationally.
If we decide to issue a statement, which I agree, statement before press, yeah, statement before press.
So the experience has been very rewarding right now, in particularly with the team members and their perspectives. We've been able to collaborate. The challenge has been the negotiation of decisions and the direction that we'll go in, because that does take some time.
I think there is something definitely to say in regard to simulations versus just having theory. We've done case studies before, and I think most school administrators are used to or have had experience doing case studies. However, actually being in a simulation of working with a group, not always knowing everyone for a long period of time, because we work with all different types of teams. But the online tool of actually going through the process and the simulation, I think is valuable because it's different than just reading, you're actually experiencing it.
Learning how to negotiate in a collaborative setting where many of us are well established and very well trained, in particularly if we've gone through the urban leadership program. So I think the negotiation piece and understanding how to navigate through negotiation for an outcome is valuable.
What's innovative to me about this approach is that it's interactive and it's collaborative. Most of the time when I'm either looking at a case study or discussing a case study, it's really my reaction to having read a case study. But it's not kind of in the moment, what would you do if you're in the case study in this particular scenario, which I think was really innovative.
We knew that the union had already made a statement, as we were informed, and then we had one teacher in particularly who was out there speaking to the media. I think the real-world simulations are the direction we're going in. I think this would be very applicable to superintendents that have leadership programs already in place for their staff. It would fit right in.
I thought all of you folks did a really nice job thinking this through, and I really enjoyed listening to you kick it around. It's exactly what happens in a leadership meeting when you have a problem like this. My philosophy was always try to make bigger smaller, have experts, your team at tables or in different rooms, deal with small groups. Don't give anyone control of that microphone when the media is there, because you've lost the ball game.
In this pilot program, we have invited a number of urban education leaders from all over the country who are going to give us feedback on, one, our process, how we have implemented the program. Number two, they're going to give us feedback on the content. Are these issues relevant to what they're facing in the real urban context? Is the theory that we present relevant in an urban context? And then finally, they're going to give us feedback on the topic itself. Taking this group of urban education professionals through the exercise, it will allow them this opportunity to let us know that the professional development that we have planned for other urban leaders would be helpful.